And it's also time for one of my favorite parts of the week, our next installment of Elaina's Experiments. And joining me this week is Kristen Urquidez. You're with Del Oro High School now.
Yep.
She's on fall break, so I grabbed her immediately. I was like, please spend your vacation with me. What did you bring in to share?
I brought some strawberries, and I figured today we would extract DNA. And really the great thing about strawberries, bananas, you can do this with peas. Every living thing has DNA. It's instructions for how it's made and how it runs and how it reproduces. So we're going to extract some DNA so we can see it with our eyes without fancy microscopes and things like that. So first thing we need to do, and that one's yours, you're going to mash it up. And this is like physically mashing up cells and kind of getting some of that liquid.
Just no mercy for the strawberries.
No mercy, yeah.
So kids will love this. It's very tactile.
It's very, just keep mashing. You can do this with bananas, like all kinds of stuff. So,
because you think of DNA as being a human thing. It's not. It's a living thing.
Every living thing has the same 4 bases of DNA. It's really remarkable. It's just how it's rearranged and what types of proteins it's going to make from it. So once it's pretty mashed up, we do need to strain it. So I do have a little bit of some cheesecloth here. You can even do this with your cheek cells by swishing around like some Gatorade. And like spitting it in a cup kind of does the same thing without any mashing. And then you can see like your own DNA. And so once we have it kind of mashed up as much as we can, we're gonna try and get some of it into our little tube here.
Through the cheesecloth?
Yeah, so we'll try not
to make a huge
mess in your studio.
That's fine.
We'll just get a little bit of it in there. And if you just kind of get most of it in the cheesecloth, and then we'll squeeze the cheesecloth and get some of that liquid out. So we don't need very much.
And this is a fun, sticky, messy project. So while you're cooking Thanksgiving, the kids can sit at the counter with you and kind of do this on their own. It doesn't need a lot of supervision.
Exactly. Can't really go wrong with this.
Now, I'm not getting very much. How much do you need to get in your vial?
You can put a little bit more in. Try and get some of the like real liquid. And then maybe less layers on the cheesecloth so more of the liquid can go through.
So we don't want any of our pieces of strawberry, just the juice from them.
The chunky pieces out. We just want to get the liquid. I wanted to do this with fun little vials. I probably should have brought more, like, you know, larger containers.
I like the science, though, in a vial. It always makes it feel
So you don't need too much. So like, if you've got about that, perfect. Okay, so then there's 2 things you need. One is some dish soap, and this is going to be our lysis solution. And lysis is just to help break apart cells. So the DNA is inside a nucleus, and we've got a lot of other cell parts. So we need to break apart those cell parts. Break apart the cell membrane. And so this one right here, no, this one.
I love how you can tell them apart. They look identical to me.
I know.
But this one's thicker.
Yes, so this was our soap. So this is our lysis solution. So you're going to put about 2 milliliters into your vial there.
So if I have 2.5.
Yes, this is a great measuring.
Good for estimations for the kids.
Exactly.
And always fun to use a dropper as well.
Exactly, yeah. You don't have to use like an official dropper.
And does it need to be a very precise measurement?
No, it does not. That's the beauty of this lab, does not need to be super precise. You just want to do the steps kind of in the right order. So first we're going to break apart the cells so we can separate everything apart and it's all just kind of free floating.
Perfect.
And then you're going to cap that.
And shake it?
Don't shake it too much. You just want to invert it a little bit.
So we want these mixed.
Yeah, so we want to mix it without making too many bubbles.
Very hard for kids to do.
Yeah.
I immediately had the urge to shake it up.
And you can, it's just going to kind of
make it harder.
Big bubbly mess. So once you do that, you let it sit for about 2 minutes. And that's just going to like give that soap some time to do its
Start doing its thing where it breaks apart.
Yeah, so we're just breaking apart cell wall, or cell walls, cell membranes, things like that. Then after that, I'm going to leave this off. We're going to add our second step, which is to add some rubbing alcohol. And this is going to help
how much?
Create, just fill it up most to like the 12 or 13 mark.
Okay, so I'm at 5 now, so it's going to be like half and half?
Yes. So this is chilled. It works best if it's chilled, and it works best at the higher percentage of rubbing alcohol you can do. 70% works, but 90 works better.
Perfect.
So what this does, it's going to create a layer on top of our lysis solution and give the DNA a place to be extracted
Pulled
or
out.
separated into, because DNA is a nucleic acid, which is different than any other molecule inside the cell. And so basically, I mean, if you've ever combined water and oil and they separate, that's kind of what the soap and the rubbing alcohol do. So you don't want to shake it at this point.
Okay. And we're sadly running out of time, but you have an end result for us.
I do. So I made a big beaker so we can see. So this white stuff floating at the top is a bunch of strawberry DNA. And so you can kind of, it's all clumped together, but you know, it's not going to look like any picture that you've seen. This is not a microscopic.
Don't need a microscope.
It's just all clumped together. And
that's all DNA. And is this safe for them to play with their hands? Just don't put it in their mouth?
Yes.
Because the alcohol in the soap.
It does have rubbing alcohol, but you can extract it out. It's fun to put it in, you know, just in a little container or the little baggie, and then you can see it all by itself.
Kristen, this is amazing. Thank you so much.
You're
and if you
very
do this with your kids, please send us photos.
Exactly.
We'll be right back.